Barcelona have won the last two Spanish titles. This summer they signed the best holding midfielder in the world, the one Real Madrid spent all summer trying to buy. Then they opened the season by beating Elche 5-0 away from home. And a new signing set up two of the goals on his debut. The 23rd of August, Elche, away from home, first match of the season. 14 minutes in, Raphinha scores from the penalty spot, 1-0. Then, in stoppage time at the end of the first half, Karim Adeyemi, a German winger signed from Borussia Dortmund this summer, playing his first competitive minutes for the club. 2-0. Raphinha again after the break. 3-0. 71 minutes, Fermín López, 4-0, assisted by Anthony Gordon. 79 minutes, Fermín López again, 5-0. 2 goals for Raphinha, 2 for Fermín, 1 for a player who arrived 4 weeks ago, and Anthony Gordon, another summer signing making his debut, finished the night with 2 assists, 5-0 away in the opening fixture against a team that stayed up last season. Now, one match tells you almost nothing. A 5-0 in August is not a trophy, and Elche are not the test that decides anything. But look at what that scoreline was made of. 2 of the goals came from players Barcelona bought this summer, or were created by them. The other 3 came from players who were already there and who have now won 2 league titles in a row together. That is the thing about this squad. It is not a rebuild. It is a team that already works, with expensive additions bolted onto it. And the most expensive addition did not even need to do anything to make people nervous. Because the signing that matters most this summer was not a winger, and it did not happen on the pitch at Elche. It happened in July, when Barcelona took the one player Real Madrid had built their entire transfer plan around. And the way they got him is the part people are still talking about. Rodri, Ballon d'Or winner, best player at the World Cup this summer, captain of the Spain side that won it. Manchester City accepted 60 million euros, with 16.5 million more in add-ons tied to what he wins in Spain. A 4-year contract, total package, around 76.5 million. And here is what makes it worse for the other side of that story. Real Madrid wanted him too. Reports in Spain said both clubs offered him effectively identical personal terms. Same length, same money, line for line. Madrid had already decided which of their own midfielders they would sell to pay for him. Aurélien Tchouaméni to Manchester United for around 80 million. Rodri said no, and every one of those moves collapsed with it. He is not the only one who arrived. Anthony Gordon came in for the left side. Karim Adeyemi from Dortmund, 29 million on a 5-year deal. João Cancelo is back at the club. But Rodri is the signing that changes the shape of the team because of what he actually does. He is not an athlete who covers ground. He is a positional midfielder. He decides where the ball goes and when it slows down, which matters enormously, depending on what kind of team you are. And Barcelona are exactly the kind of team he makes better. Under Hansi Flick, they do not counterattack. They keep the ball, they squeeze the pitch, and they suffocate you, which is why the whole of Spain looked at that transfer and had the same reaction at the same time. A positional midfielder is worth more to a team that keeps the ball than to a team that gives it away and runs. Barcelona keep the ball. That is the entire identity of the side Flick has built. High line, aggressive press, possession, and a squeeze that leaves opponents playing in a space the size of a garden. So the best player in the world at controlling the middle of a pitch has just joined the team in Spain that most wants to control the middle of a pitch. And he did not join a project. He joined a team that has already won 2 consecutive Spanish titles, 29 in the club's history. Last season, they finished ahead of a Real Madrid side that spent enormously and finished second on 86 points. They beat that same Madrid team in the final of the Spanish Super Cup, 3-2. The core of that team is still here. Raphinha, who scored twice at Elche. Fermín López, who scored twice at Elche. Lamine Yamal, Pedri. So what has actually changed this summer is not the team. The team was already the best in Spain. What changed is that the best in Spain went out and added the reigning Ballon d'Or winner to it. That is the version of this story that makes people say the word scary. It is also not the whole story. because there is a competition where none of this has worked, and it is the only one Barcelona actually care about winning. Everything I have just described has already been true for 2 seasons, and it has produced exactly nothing in Europe. Barcelona have not won the Champions League since 2015, 11 years. For a club with this history, that is not a gap, that is an era. And last season, the season they won the league again, they went out of the Champions League in the quarterfinals to Atletico Madrid. Then they went out of the Copa del Rey, also in the quarterfinals, also to Atletico Madrid. The same opponent knocked them out of both cup competitions in the same season. So here is what that record actually says. This Barcelona team is close to unbeatable across 38 games. Over the length of a league season, the possession, the press, the depth, the consistency, all of it compounds, and nobody in Spain can live with it. And then they arrive at a two-legged tie in April against a side that is happy to have less of the ball, that defends deep, that waits, and the whole thing stops working. That is not bad luck. Twice in one season against the same team is a pattern. The club has said the priority this season is ending that drought, not the league, the Champions League, which is exactly why they signed him. So Rodri is not a luxury signing. He is a specific answer to a specific failure. And if you understand what went wrong against Atletico twice, you understand exactly why Barcelona spent 76 million euros on a 30-year-old with a repaired knee. Think about what beats this Barcelona team. You sit deep. You give them the ball because you cannot take it anyway. You keep 11 players behind it and you wait for the one moment when their high line is exposed. Then you go. Against that, possession is not an advantage. It is a trap. You can have 70% of the ball and lose 1-0. What breaks that trap is not more attackers. It is control. A midfielder who slows the game down when it needs slowing, who stops the counter before it starts, who does not lose the ball in the wrong place. That is exactly what Rodri does. It is the entire reason Manchester City won everything with him and stopped winning without him. But there is a real argument on the other side, and it deserves saying properly. He is 30. He tore his anterior cruciate ligament in September 2024 and missed 53 matches. He was out for 236 days. When he came back carefully. The season after the injury, he played a full 90 minutes twice. And this contract runs to 34 at a wage that does not drop. So Barcelona have not bought a certainty. They have bought the best possible answer to their exact problem in a body that has already failed once. So is this Barcelona actually scary? Yes. But not for the reason the 5-0 suggests, and the honest answer has a condition attached to it that will not be settled until spring. Take the two halves of this together. Domestically, yes, genuinely. 2 titles in a row, the strongest squad in Spain, a first-choice 11 that has played together for 2 seasons, and now the best controlling midfielder on the planet added to it. Real Madrid, meanwhile, have used 3 managers in a calendar year and just needed a 90th-minute goal from their cheapest signing to beat Espanyol. Barcelona opened with 5 away from home. Madrid opened with 2-1. If the question is the Spanish league, this is close to settled before September. But that is not the question the club is asking. The stated priority is the Champions League, and the Champions League has been the exact thing this team cannot do. 2 quarter-final exits to the same opponent last season, 11 years without it. Rodri is the answer to that specific failure. He might be the right answer. He is also 30 with a repaired knee, and 1 league game against Elche tells you nothing about whether he can still do it across a 2-leg tie in April. So here is where it actually stands. The scariest thing about this Barcelona is not the 5 goals. It is that they identified precisely what was wrong with them and then went and bought it from the club that was trying to buy it themselves. Whether the knee holds is the only question left.